Hello YouTube, Mac of Max Mecha's back again, and this time we are looking at the Transformers Earthrise Generation Select Generation 2 Colors Megatron. He is a Voyager figure, and he is one that I have been looking at him for a long time thinking, do I, don't I? Didn't know if I wanted to get him, and I'm so glad I did. I missed out on the original Voyager. It was a bit went on him because rather than the sword weapon, he came with this really weird looking lance. But actually, it's not that bad. And my camera just does not want to seem to focus on him. There we go, that's much better. So, as you can see, he is in his G2 colours. That is the sort of neon green with bright purple, sort of your retro 80s kind of look to him. And I really, really like it. Not this. I don't like this. These feet just hanging out the back. Some random soldier is going to be walking along just going, ooh, doo, 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 doo. There's feet on the back of this tank. What on earth? I haven't even got any feet. That is one of the figures from my Matilda tank. And I only just realised as I picked him up and he doesn't have any feet, and I'm using him to complain about feet. Whoops. Anyways, so here he is in his tank mode, and I love it. I love the way this looks. It just reminds me so much of the Megatron of my childhood, that being primarily Armada Megatron. I didn't watch Robots in Disguise before that, but more of a, whenever I felt like watching Transformers, I would watch an episode. I never kept up with the story. Armada, I watched religiously, beginning to end. Loved it. And he just looks so much like Megatron from it. So that's, people are going to be saying, but it's not Armada Megatron, it's J2 Megatron. Well, I don't give a fuck. This is my Megatron. He's mine. My toy. Play with it how I want it. He is Armada Megatron to me. Anyways, he has a really nice rotating turret. You can get it all the way around, and it feels really nice and smooth too, the way it moves. There's no up and down movement, unfortunately, not unless you unpeg and repeg this in, which is really hard to get out. So you can unpeg that, and you can tilt this up ever so slightly and peg it in upside down and get like this going on, but then it's stuck in that position. Anywho, we'll just put that back for vehicle mode, and really the only thing I have to compare him to is what I'm going to do in my next video review, so we'll bring him in. So we'll set him here, and here he is alongside the Siege Netflix spoiler edition Ultra Magnus. Video review coming soon. Stay tuned. So we'll move him out and we will refix that backdrop on my desk and bring Megatron back to the center. So yeah, rolls nicely. He's got the G2 style Decepticon symbol right here. Camera does not want to focus. Come on. Come on. There we go, you can see it now. Oh, for goodness sake. There we are. Apologies about the camera, people. But yeah, that is vehicle mode. Now let us get into robot mode. So, firstly, we're just going to, as I did before, take this thing off. This nice looking weapon. It is not the only parts forming though. We actually have to come back here and get this panel out. But first, we're going to have to do some work on the legs. So if we flip this over, we have to come under here to this part of the tracks and flip this out on either side. Visible head syndrome. We do not speak of visible head syndrome. Anyways, and in here there is a strong tab here and up here on the inside that we're just going to undo. And that will allow us on this side to take this panel out, which we will leave off to the side over here with the lance. So in legs in here. You can see these multiple joints. We want to rotate these joints, keeping this one straight, which is often hard to do. And after we've done that, we straighten this out here until it snaps into place. Bring the leg down, bring this back up, click it in, and then we fold his foot down and fold out this little heel until it clicks in. And we'll do this much the same on this side. So undo those snap, fold this down like this, click it out, bring it down, click it back in, fold out the foot, fold out the heel until it snaps in, and there are the legs. Then we come back here and we're going to snap these two bits apart from this centerpiece, just like that and like that. And those are strong tabs here and here. I feel like they're going to break eventually, but we'll see what happens. And then we just lift this whole assembly away like this, close these in as we're doing that so that this can get clearance up in here to come past this bit, like so. So it needs clearance just to get past there. Let's bring the camera up so we have more room to work with. Then we come back here, we wiggle these arms apart, keeping the cannon on the right arm, and we'll just straighten those back up and bring this back here, closing these in as we do. Bring the arms around, and we want to make sure his head stays up as we bring all this down. Snap this together on his back. Then it's a simple case of flip the waist around. Tap those arms in at the shoulder, flip out the hands, and here we have Transformers Earthrise Generation Select Voyager Megatron in his amazing looking robot mode. Now, he really is an amazing, oh, gotta flip that blaster right. He really is an amazing take on the original G1 style Megatron. I love, for instance, this head sculpt, which I will get the camera to focus on right now. It is just an amazing take on the original cartoon style. I absolutely love it, with the boxy chest, and you've got this really nice ridges in here as well, which again we will get the camera to focus on. Bring it back out, line the camera back up again. And you can just see the sheer amount of detail. Now, I know there was more paint on the original version of this figure, but I mean, I love the grey Megatron, but I'm not as much of a fan of him as I am the green Megatron. Back when the Classics line first started and we had that deluxe 2-pack of Optimus Prime and Megatron, I loved that Megatron. He was one of my favourite figures, and I'm so annoyed that I gave him away. But anyways, I have this one now, and he is absolutely amazing. So he has this lovely orange paint throughout, and again you've got that purple camouflage in on top of the green, and you have here these weapons as well. So this is a little shield, and you can use it as a shield, or as most people prefer to do, you can see this tab here, and oh, is it other way around? It's other way around. You just clip them together, and you can put that onto this arm to either give him this big giant sword, or flip it around and he's got a second gun. Whichever way is your preference. I prefer the big sword. So, articulation. He has arms that can go full 360. He has 90-degree bend at the elbow, rotation at the elbow. He has hands that come in and out, but no rotation, just because of transformation. His head is on a ball joint and can come up pretty far, down pretty far, full 360. And that's really all about the range in the head. He has waist articulation. It's a bit strange because of how it's only there for transformation, but he does have it. It shifts more because of the pin is actually here at the front, not center, so it sort of shifts in an odd way when you move him. But it does work. It is there. His legs can come out to the side fully, so you can get the full splits going on there. He obviously, because of transformation, has this rotation here, just below the hip. 90-degree bend at the knee. And then his feet have no forward rotation movement, but they do have a little bit of back and some side to side. So he's fairly articulate. He's pretty damn good for what you get. And I'd say the best thing I can say about him is he feels really hefty. Like, here he is, and we'll bring in beside him the Voyager Titan's Return Megatron, who I do like him, but he comes apart a lot more when you're moving him. He's not as articulate, the joints are a lot weaker, and because he's that triple former, he just doesn't feel as good as this one does. This one feels nice and solid and bulky, whereas this one feels like, you know, it's a great display piece, but it just doesn't feel like he's going to hold together that well, because he's going to start coming apart into his different modes. So as nice as he isn't as good as this one here. And of course you've got all the different ports on him for clipping on all the different weaponizers and armorizers and whatever other izers there are. Philatites would be proud. Quick sip of tea. When one lives in Britain, one must live off of his tea. Numbery. Other teas are available. Anyways, yes, so that is Voyager Megatron. I'm not going to say the big long name because it just it's too long. I've messed up this video 3 times and had to shoot it over and over again so I could get the name right. So yeah, I really like him. If you can find him, I would grab him because he's definitely worth it. And he looks great, and he's nice and clean, and he just gives off that vibe of an old 80s toy, which really is what I wanted from him. While also being very reminiscent of Megatrons from my childhood. So yeah, he's available now on Kapow Toys and In Demand Toys, and if you want to swipe one, I would go and just grab it quickly because he's only just come back into stock, and you know, being a Generation Selects figure, when he's gone, he's gone. He's most likely not going to come back. They're probably going to move on and do a new version of Megatron in different colors. We're moving into the Kingdom line now. And the next Megatron is either the, it's not Cyberverse, there's a new name for them, Legion class Megatron, or you're going to be able to get the Leader class Beast Megatron, but, you know, we're moving away from this design here, so pick them up while you can. And that's it for this review. I'll see you later.